There you have it, your APTA National Champions.
Best match of the year.
Brilliant shot.
Incredible stuff. And it's sitting up and he's right there. Lake Country Club in Detroit, Michigan, bringing you the Detroit Invitational Grand Prix, a 2022-23 APTA Tour event, which is the sixth stop on the APTA Tour, presented by Remedy Plus and sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors Paddle Pro and Fusion, and local sponsors Bell Tire, DIAG, Detroit Platform Tennis Association, Asset Health, Jack McNaughton, Stretch Lab, Lux Homes, DOBI Real Estate, Marissa Thomas, Gen Oil, Crest Automotive, Howard & Howard, Hudson Avenue, Hardy Cosgrove Luxury Real Estate, Thursday Night OLCC Guys, and Cap Siva. I'm Brad Eastbrook alongside Mark Fischel, bringing you men's semifinal action between our number 1 seeds of Johan Durant and Stephen Mitchell and our number 3 seeds of Graham McNerney and Juan Araya. Mark, welcome.
Yeah, this is going to be fun, Brad. Watching Araya and Durant go at it is always a treat. They play the game at a different speed, not different level, although Durant probably plays the game at a different level than everybody else. Araya will not back down from going hand to hand with Durant.
Right, we sometimes are out here saying these guys better slow it down and take the air out of the ball, but Araya's not going to do that. And he actually likes the underhand return. He rips it, and he'll go hard at the net man. It'll be interesting to see. It should be a great match.
Yeah, these teams played at Montclair. Araya and McNerney were ahead in that match, 4-2 in the first set. Had several chances to go up 5-2, 5-3, ended up losing 5-4 in a tough competitive match. And it's just fun watching them. I mean, personally, I wish that's the way all the matches were, the way these guys play.
Best of 3 sets with tie breaks.
All right, let's
to my
listen
right,
to our umpire, Rob
from Wayland, Massachusetts, Johan Durant, and his partner in the ad court from Natick, Massachusetts, Stephen Mitchell. To my left in the deuce court, from Greenwich, Connecticut, Juan Araya, his partner in the ad court from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Graham McNerney. Durant Mitchell won the toss and have elected to receive.
We have to find out who that is. That's not Rob Laboon. Didn't sound like Rob Laboon.
Dave Woodruff, maybe?
We'll have to get some confirmation on that. So let's take a look at the draw and see how these teams got here. Relatively straightforward. I don't think, other than the first round, which Durant Mitchell lost the first set, I don't think any of the teams lost a set yesterday.
Yeah, and a lot of teams come out cold, in that first match. You need a moment to get into it. But they were amazing yesterday, Durant and Mitchell. I mean, they played lights out against Javinsky and Palmer.
That was a tour de force, as we talked about.
All right, gentlemen, if players are ready.
All right, we're about to start play here. And you bring up some great points. The net play, Araya and McNerney are 2 of the best volleyers on the tour, but they're playing against 2 of the best volleyers on the tour. It's very hard to blitz
Full service
against Durant and Mitchell.
You guys want a new one?
And Araya and McNerney love to use the blitz.
Durant in the bright red today. That's kind of a new look for him, Bradford. Do you think it's the Tiger Woods Sunday victory color?
I mean, that's a lot of something.
Yeah.
That is reminiscent of something that Juan Araya would wear. It's like a little role reversal here.
Do you think he's wearing it to psych Araya out?
I have no idea. You know, Araya probably doesn't even notice.
Ryan Parsons lost to Durant Mitchell in the finals here last year. Tough match. They were up 4-1 in the first set. Ended up losing like 5-4. So we'll see if Araya can turn the tables. He's as healthy as he's been all year. So I know he's looking forward to playing today.
All right, quick early conversation here. Just a quick review for those who don't know. In the top left of your corner, Johan Durant, his partner to his right. On the top of the screen, Stephen Mitchell. And in the gray hoodie, going to the net now, Juan Araya, and serving to start the match, Graham McNerney.
Durant has had a tendency to destroy the McNerney serve. Not that he doesn't destroy a lot of serves, but misses that one early.
Yeah, McNerney, who is a great volleyer, opting not to go in. We're going to see a bit of that.
Yeah, I talked with Araya before the match, and they're determined not to lose the match through return of serve.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those key fine lines, because we also talk about that you have to be able to get the net every now and then against Araya and Mitchell, too. And I'm against Durant and Mitchell as well. But you can't let them win a ton of points off the return.
Well, that's an example of what they tend to do. McNerney and Araya are a terrific transition team. So they're planning on playing a lot of points that way. I would say with the exception of Durant, Araya might be the best transition player in the country.
Yeah, he's certainly one of them. He holds the ball really well. Good look.
30-15.
Mitchell set that point up beautifully, just missed the forehand.
Yep. I mean, he hit that lob quick cross court, pushes Araya off the net, and then he moves up the line. Great anticipation, but just didn't execute.
Great serve there from McNerney. You can get Mitchell to let the ball through and play it off the wires. You've done something, because he's got a quick trigger forehand. Wow, 3 missed returns that game from Durant Mitchell.
Games to love, first set.
But right off the bat, you see Araya McNerney doing something different. Yesterday, we didn't see Travinsky Palmer make any adjustments at all on serve and return.
Right.
So staying back, looking for transition points. That's what you got to do. You just can't lose matches on return to serve.
No, it was a great, smart strategy. I mean, we're not going to see Durant Mitchell make 3 returns a game very often, but good start to the match for sure.
Last year here, McNerney and Brian Compton lost in a 3rd set breaker. Semis to Durant Mitchell. McNerney has played against Durant maybe more than anybody the last couple of years.
And how many wins?
I don't think he's beaten him yet. They took a set at Nationals on Long Island.
I mean, he's super solid, McNerney. It's no easy feat beating Durant and Mitchell.
Yeah, McNerney doesn't have a lot of weapons. His best weapon is his brain. One of the smartest players in the game.
A lot of people think he's one of the, myself as well, he's one of the best block lobbers and use of the lobbers in the game. If you go at him ball after ball, he doesn't kill you with the offense, but he pushes you around, and then all of a sudden he's bunting in low and blitzing, or he's hitting it quickly and coming in. It's more the way he moves you around like a chess piece a bunch. And right now, it's funny because you see, and we remember the match from yesterday where we saw 40 cut shots by now in a point against Travinsky Palmer, and they just dominated. Here they're willing to stay slow, keep it under control. It's a little long.
15 all.
Great cut in the previous point. Like Durant set it up, and Mitchell finished it off with a body blow to Araya. Definitely think one of the underrated parts of Durant's game is his volleying.
I'm not sure it's underrated. I mean, his ability to close in and attack the ball and use forehand to backhand volleys is.
But he makes the forehand volley look so easily. I mean, you saw it there. McNerney hit a real good forehand on the right hip, and he just drops the paddle.
Right on it. Yep.
That's supposed to be a tough volley. He just does it routinely.
There's a good cut again. Same exact shot.
Araya that time smartly decides to lob the ball.
They're really working it here. This is a great point. But I love this initial pace here from Araya and McNerney.
30-15.
And that's a perfect type of point. They're just dumping the ball back into safe spots, and then as soon as they get a ball where they can do a little more, he cuts it and puts the pressure on. And there's a great move from McNerney.
Yep, that's the blitz you talked about earlier. Just great recognition. Wild forehand.
40-30.
Yeah,
great recognition of the opportunity, and that's what he does best.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Mitchell and Durant will be more aware of that in the future. You have to look for that blitz on the high lob, and the opposite player, the player not hitting the ball, has to call that out. Let him know the other guy's coming.
Go! Short, get ready, huh? Go. I got you.
That's a great rip from Araya.
Deuce.
Good lob for McNerney, set up the cross-court overhead.
And he gets the shorter ball, and he sticks it, catches the top of the net. Otherwise, I think Mitchell makes it. But perfect setup, exactly what they're looking for.
That's a surprising miss
Advantage
for
Durant.
McNerney.
Yeah. Ooh,
Deuce.
couple of faults this game.
I've seen Durant's sidearm serve go sideways from time
yeah.
to time.
Oh, I think he was actually trying to
Advantage
drop volley
McNerney.
from about 5 feet off the net. That was not the best choice. That's a great drop.
Deuce.
And we've talked about it a bunch yesterday. The three-quarter drive is something you got to be extremely careful using against Durant and Mitchell. They really hurt you with it.
Advantage McNerney.
Third fault of the game from Durant.
Look at that. He's found Mitchell 5 times in a row with a lob. That's on purpose for McNerney. And from that angle, Mitchell's got nothing to do with the ball. Now that one he should get out of the way to the right and let
Durant was lining that one up.
Yep. I mean, that's the trick, but he's making him play the other one, so it's sort of changing him up a little.
Deuce.
A little too aggressive there from Araya.
You know, it's interesting. You go from one match to another, and already you could see Mitchell and Durant were super active against Chervinsky McNerney. They were closing balls off, attacking it. Now, part of that was the way Chervinsky McNerney played. But right now, you can see how settled in. They're ready for a longer match here.
Couple of great backhands from Araya.
Yeah, one of the best backhands, one-handed backhands in the country for sure. Very versatile. It's a sharp down chip, That was a quick topspin. It's really a winner, but he uses it as a quick thing, then he follows it up with a blitz, or he sets you up by you hit a short volley because you're unaware, and he comes after you. There it is, the sharp slice.
That's the ball you expect to see Araya drive. She goes to the strategy you're expecting to see from them today. And here, Durant Mitchell are not switching, interestingly.
There's the switch. Good call there early.
Mine? You're talking about my call they hadn't switched?
Yes, excellent. Mark, you make some of the best calls from up in the booth that I've ever heard.
Maybe the second best in this booth.
Should also mention we got our other semifinal playing on the other YouTube channel. Humphreys and Ossis Koenig having a great start to the year against Frazier and Morgan.
So,
oh,
great blitz by McNerney. Didn't pick
Advantage
the ball
Durant.
off, but got the hard overhead, and Araya had the ball to hit and missed it.
Yep, little of that pressure of Mitchell closing in. He tried to flick it around him. Oh my gosh, 4 faults this game.
Deuce.
Giving him some life.
You saw McNerney blitzing off the Araya return.
I like that play.
I think it's a great play. Just Durant handled the return, no problem. Right now, McNerney's doing a great job finding Mitchell.
I mean, he's just giving him lob after lob. Here's going to come the cutter. Yep. Well done, Araya. Nick. Oh.
Yeah, it's one drive too many. Leaning back in that ball.
Fading away. He's just getting carried away. I mean, but so far we've seen Araya hit maybe 10% of the balls.
When Durant goes overhand.
And
that's where McNerney's so effective. When the ball comes off the wire too hard, he loves driving that ball.
Yeah, I would say he's significantly more effective off the wire than he is off the deck. Oh, little space. But even if he makes that, you see how good a job Mitchell did moving behind Durant there when that exchange goes on. He would have had that ball. Now, really, it looks like it's nothing, but he's placing the ball on Mitchell's paddle one after another. I've rarely seen Mitchell hit this many overheads.
I've never seen Mitchell hit this many overheads.
You know, and not only are they hitting them, but because Mitchell, by the way, can hit some attacking overheads as well in his own right, but he's got no angle from that position. He can't do anything with it. If he tries to switch it over to the due side, Araya's waiting with a forehand, so he just gets to push it right back at him. Oh, that's a great luck there from Durant.
Durant Mitchell, games are 1-1 in the first.
That's a game you can't be happy about if you're Ryan McNerney. You got 4 faults from Durant.
You know, they had a couple of good looks, and Araya didn't execute them. You know, they're the right plays. You know, they're just going to have to make those shots. Any problem with how the game went, except you just got to make your balls.
There's a great example of transition paddle. Araya stays back, hits the hard serve, looking for the hard return from Durant, and then gets into an exchange, takes over the net. Strange miss there from Mitchell.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Great play from McNerney.
Araya with lots of information there.
Yes, a lot of information in a fully inaudible. Well, it's certainly audible, but I'm not sure I can make sense of what he said.
Oh, great play from McNerney.
These
Just
guys.
about to say he's so good at the net. His hands are awesome. Plays close to the net. Generates a lot of spin. Okay, 30 love.
But that was a great anticipation, and that's a move right out of the Durant book.
30-15.
You know, he's anticipating the screen drive. He goes right on top of the net, where Durant can't possibly get the ball lower than the net. Just drop volleys it over. It's perfect.
40-15.
Durant Mitchell clearly do not look as sharp as they were yesterday.
I mean, there are some surprising errors to start this match. You know, and the first day of the match, it definitely takes a minute
Game
to get
Araya
your body
McNerney,
going.
they lead 2
And
games
this
to 1 first set.
is exactly what Araya and McNerney want. You know, they're just getting a few errors out of them.
But there we saw another example where they start off in the Australian formation. Araya serves wide, McNerney moves. So where is he? Because he volleys so well, Durant's got to be aware where he is. Durant misses it. Did that play into Durant missing? Possibly. Interesting that Durant started off the match. Usually Mitchell serves first.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stephen Mitchell to serve, or to Johan Durant in the red.
See, now he's getting Mitchell to start moving back into his left a little. Anything that Mitchell's moving left for, I'd like to see him leave for Durant and let Durant start to cut a little bit.
Araya manages not to hit the net.
Love 15.
Durant misses it. A lot of cuts early from Durant. I think when Durant's playing his best, it's when he's willing just to hit that soft overhead in the middle of the court and wait for his chance. Oh, great play from McNerney. Oh, that's brilliant.
But it was a mistake from Mitchell there.
Love 30.
Mitchell thought he could hold his shot and slip it by McNerney, but McNerney knows he goes right at Durant, and then he's set up for the winner afterwards.
Another wild
15-30.
forehand from Araya.
Yeah, he doesn't have his range on that yet. It's been about 50% of his offensive opportunities right now.
It's like, just don't understand that play from Durant. Mitchell's such a good volleyer. McNerney doesn't have a great return of serve. Kind of opened up the court by moving there.
That's a beauty right there.
Brilliant.
That's just going to be perfect.
And there you saw Mitchell, like see a replay on that. There you saw Mitchell try and
get
play
it
that ball off the net.
Right. Ball hasn't bounced the second time. Almost impossible. I've actually never seen it done.
I think Jared Palmer did it once. Just remarkable. Okay, a couple break opportunities here at 15:40.
Yeah, good start. Going back to your last comment, I think that move from Durant is just something they do. Because if he cuts the ball off, he gets a drop volley winner in 80% of the time when he does it.
30-40.
McNerney just misses that one wide. And this is a really important moment in the match. You can't have all of these opportunities and not take advantage of them.
Yeah. I mean, especially right now, you have to, we always talk about take advantage of Durant and Mitchell when they're making some errors for you. You have to capitalize because eventually they'll stop and they just start playing. And we kind of are in agreement that if they play their top game, this is one of the teams that can actually compete with it a little bit, but nobody really, if they're at the top of their peak game, it's really hard to compete. So you have to take advantage when they come. Look at that volley from his shoelaces.
That's just
Advantage,
Durant being
Mitchell.
Durant, right? He's accelerating the pace of plays, making shots other people can't make. McNerney played a pretty good point, just missed the last one.
He played a great point, and the problem is because of these shots that we say that he's hitting that other people don't make, McNerney's used to that ball popped up again, so he's going to go for it, but instead it's actually sticking behind him, and he goes for it, and he should have been leaving it, but he can't think that way because he doesn't see it.
The 2 break points, 15-40, McNerney missed the lob wide, barely. And then the 30-40 point, Araya's got a forehand, which he misses long. It's all about execution at this level.
Oh!
Good ball there from Araya.
Yeah, surprising miss, though.
See how low McNerney gets on those hard rollers from Durant. His legs absorb the power. Mitchell with a couple of backhand overheads there.
These are good lobs, keeping them back. This one's not so much. Nice
Great
play.
pickup. A wild forehand from Araya.
Advantage Mitchell.
Think he's happy with that shot, Brad?
I mean, he's running at about 30% clip on the forehands he's taken. I mean, they're loose, easy swings, but he's got to tighten that up for sure. If, you know, it's hard to imagine them winning that without him winning this match without him executing that shot. Great snowboard ball there from Mitchell.
Game Durant Mitchell. Games are 2-all in the first set.
2 good opportunities in 2 service games, you know, they've had to break. Didn't make it. Like you said, it's an important juncture, not so much for Durant Mitchell, but, you know, for McNerney and Araya. But they haven't hit a return and play much either.
15
Durant Mitchell have missed more returns, I think, in these first 3 games than they did all of the last match.
Here's the ball you talked about. We tried to slip it past McNerney. Yeah, miss hit from Durant. You don't see too many miss hits.
15 love, gentlemen.
Here's the cutter from Araya, I think. Yep, here it comes into the net. And Mitchell actually gets his paddle on it.
He did. But I think he would have touched the net anyway, but I mean, I've never seen it gotten. Great backhand cutter.
I think that's 15 all.
There you go. A couple of good forehands from Araya.
Great close by Mitchell. McNerney and Araya very comfortable on either side.
Look at that close from Mitchell.
Great positional volleyer.
Yeah, but most people in that situation are blocking it back defensively. He's closing in and actually putting it back with pace. It's just a little difference. Makes all the difference, actually.
He catches the outside of the line there.
Now, that one there, I'm going to give that one on
15-30.
McNerney a little, because if he switched the play that quickly and they don't have time to get in position, great one-time shot from Mitchell there. And they both were actually a little stunned.
Durant brazenly moving around the court.
Yep. And you notice how McNerney, a lot of people would go at the player when he moves in like that if they have an easy enough overhead. He's staying away from him, does not want to engage. Thought we might see a cut drop there from Araya. A little confusion on a couple of these overheads here for McNerney and Araya.
Some good lobbing here from Durant Mitchell, really pushing him around.
Great lobbing.
Great transition ball from Araya.
Oh.
McNerney shielded Araya there, couldn't see the ball.
15-40.
And then he moved quickly to his right Yeah, tricky. They had 2 or 3 miscommunications there on overheads, and then the last one there on the volley. I mean, that's not a hard volley for either one of them. You know, he's just got to be over to his right. Break points here.
15-40.
Yeah, 2 break points for Durant and Mitchell. Nice overheads. And you watch the players make these digs in the screen. You see how they simply set their paddle down underneath it. Watch this. He's going to get it 6 inches off the ground, and he just flicks it right up. That's a great lob.
Great sequence.
Perfect sequence, and that ball there.
Game
You had
Durant
mentioned
Mitchell,
it
they lead
yesterday,
3 games
Mark,
to 2
that
first
they
set.
made a rule when Durant's coming in to lob the ball back a lot. That was even a really tough transition ball.
Yep. Okay, Remedy Plus. The 2022-23 AP Tour is brought to you by Remedy Plus. When you need the extra boost in the paddle court, grab a great tasting body fueling Remedy Plus bar and Remedy Plus shot. Fuel your body right with it. Remedy Plus.
Yeah, those things are great, the Remedy Plus bars. And then, you know, that was a great 5 games, but you'd have to say the fact that they didn't capitalize it's a real big deal. I mean, they had plenty of opportunities for getting a break against Durant and Mitchell in those first 2 games, and now all of a sudden the level's upped a little from Durant and Mitchell. That last point they played, perfectly executed. A great lob down the line from Mitchell. Then you see Durant slide up the side wire, takes the drive down the line. And break now for Durant and Mitchell.
That's what we talked about yesterday. There are these points that decide who win and lose matches.
Yeah.
The game points, the break points, the hold points. So far you've seen Durant and Mitchell winning the important points.
You know, and Araya's had 5 or 6, maybe not 5 or 6, but 3 or 4 good opportunities. You know, on a couple of looks, he just hasn't executed them. I can't.
Love 15.
I mean, he's got to take them. Just hasn't made them yet.
Good forehand there from Araya.
Catches Mitchell on his right hip. Great lobbing from McNerney so far. Still doing an amazing job getting the ball down the line. That ball, I think he's got to leave
15
for
all.
Durant. But there's, you run the risk. It's a fine line hitting the ball down the line every single time. He tried it one more time. He just made an error.
Oh, great volley.
Yeah, it's a terrific return and blitz and just a better volley. That's good. Rye's got to cut off and pressure that blitz.
15-30.
That's great positioning again, as you mentioned, Mark. Mitchell slides right over. He's so good at that. Another great lob.
Really clever shot there from Araya. Durant had the answer.
Araya holds the ball about as well as anybody. Maybe not Durant, but I mean, he holds the ball terrifically on his paddle. He waits. He's able to generate some power at the last minute. A few of the top players.
He's got so many options.
Great blitz again for McNerney. That might be out. No, right in. Great shot.
Oh, great sequence. And that's what we talked about earlier,
15-40.
Brad. Araya's happy to engage him in those hand-to-hand battles. Most players wouldn't have hit that shot.
I mean, that's a great ball.
A couple of break opportunities. They have to take advantage here.
Yeah. I mean, they've had about 4 break points already.
This is the 3rd consecutive game Durant Mitchell have served where they've had break point. All the games they've served today.
And what's funny is they've made loose errors on those points. Here it looks like they're starting it off just right. Araya seems to get his forehand working out. It's a great lob too.
Durant playing just on top of the net.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, Araya, perfect description for that shot. Are you kidding? Another break
30-40.
opportunity. You cannot miss the lob long. Right, look at that. Durant going overhand. It's interesting to me that Durant was one of the guys that went sidearm because in addition to the array of his shots, his serve is one of the best in the country. Oh, that's just a death knell there from Araya McNerney. Back-to-back missed lobs.
Yeah.
Under no pressure. It's not like there were great cuts that put him under pressure.
Yeah, it's just simply been the story of this match early on. They've had opportunities, some of their own making, some of a few errors. They've gotten donated a few balls, and they haven't capitalized.
Brilliant shot there from Durant as he reads a 3-quarter drive Araya.
Yeah, that's why he does that move we talked about. He can get it. There's another tough play.
Yeah, went overhand there again.
See, I think that's going to be more and more common as time goes on. The ability to mix up both serves. Wow. Right
Put that volley on a dime.
These guys are placing their overheads. If you watch, each one sort of middle back, and it's going low off the sidewire. They're drawing Araya up there. Then every now and then they're going to slide one right at the crease. Middle of that back screen. There's an attack from Araya. Good bail. See, now here they're playing this tight, deliberate point, right? Where was this during the break points?
Yeah. Great transition ball from Araya.
Oh, good look. Great volley from Araya.
Just a great point all the way around here.
That's a good look from Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell's looking for a blitz here. He's sneaking up in there. Sometimes you got to watch the other guy, the off player, ready to make his move. When his partner's hitting, he's sometimes looking for the move.
See Durant holding the ball so long there in the backhand.
Oh, that's perfect cover.
Oh, great cut, great get. This is some great action, Bradford.
Yep. And this is all it takes to win a point. That's going to be perfectly played. Nicely done, though, for McNerney. How about
The loud, I don't know.
there you go.
Deuce.
All right, but great point, and it's just a little like we said, where that's the point they need, right? And it's got to be on a break point, though, you know.
Okay, Araya calls that ball out.
Calls out.
Confirmed by chair umpire
Confirmed
Woodruff.
by the
Advantage
umpire.
McNerney.
It's another break opportunity. Advantage Araya McNerney.
Yeah, it is Dave Woodruff in the chair, by the way. Good job. We were a little remiss before. don't want to rob Laboon, but Dave Woodruff up in the cold. It's just fun watching those umpires get ready. They have like these lava seats. They put those down. They microwave the seat, and then they get up in there. They got their basic gear out there. I think it's almost like a flak jacket, you know.
It's a lot more fun watching them get ready than getting ready.
Oh, I've been up there for a few of them, and yeah, depending on the weather, it can get a little rough.
And today's a lot warmer than it was yesterday.
Sure is. It's almost the same type of day, overcast. Again, a perfect day to play paddle. There's a great blitz from McNerney that doesn't bear fruit, but it's still a good thing.
Great backhand from Araya. What a dig from Durant. Dangerous angle, that overhead McNerney was hitting there. Got away with it.
Crossing the Mitchell forehand there, he did it well enough. So, but you're right. It's not perfectly executed. It could be serious trouble.
And there you saw McNerney hit the volley we see Mitchell hit so often, where he slides to his right and takes away the forehand volley.
It's going to get hit. Beautifully done.
Oh, Mitchell stole that one from Durant.
Araya going straight at the nick. Hasn't quite gotten it yet.
I guess I don't know means out in Spanish, Brad, because we've heard several I don't knows from Araya.
3-all in the first set.
Is that what it is? All I'm getting is, no! I don't get any audible words. It's not, oh no? That's a good call.
I
At least
don't
it's
know.
something. I don't know. Well, each time he hasn't known, it's gone out.
15 love.
That's why I'm interpreting that Spanish for the ball is out.
Well, afterwards, they get the break after all, finally converting their first break point, and they do it with 2 perfectly played points. They finally didn't, have those opportunities, and they put it together a great string. It's been funny, the errors they've made on the break points. It's just been basic lobs or an easy forehand, something like that.
Well, they clearly needed that one.
Yeah, that was a huge point. Great shot from McNerney, pushing it long and deep at the nick. Actually catches Durant that time. Doesn't happen very often.
Durant was moving to the middle there, looking for the forehand.
That's out.
40
And
love.
beats him in transition. You see McNerney moving to the middle to cut that volley off.
And the way he does it, the good takeaway for a lot of players watching out there who want to improve their volley game is he's got his paddle well out in front of him. It's not back in close to his body. He's cutting that ball off. His paddle's only about 3 inches from the net.
You really have 4 of the best techniques in the game in the way they volley. Ironically enough, I think Durant might be the worst technically. He's just so freaking talented, it doesn't matter.
Game,
Yeah.
Araya McNerney, they lead
There are a
4
few
games
guys
to
who
3.
switch and use forehand and
First set.
backhand volleys. But the list is smaller, and unsurprisingly, they're kind of at the top of the game.
Yeah.
And then there's other guys who are near the top of the game, and I think it actually really hurts them. Brian Compton, to me, comes to mind. Too many forehand volleys, but it's not like he does them where it's helping him, But
Here's that transition point that Araya beats him on.
yeah,
That's two great points they played, Brad. Kind of turned the tide a little bit. We'll see if it continues. But they won for 4 points in a row after those 2 points.
if you're Araya McNerney, you're playing exactly the strategy you want. You're moving the ball around. You are getting a few errors out of Durant and Mitchell. You're forcing some in your own right. And this is ripe for them to take this first set if they can just execute at those big moments.
New ball after 7 games. See Mitchell trying it out. It's been a fun match, Brad.
Oh, great stuff. Hit the seam,
15 love.
shot inward.
It's amazing. It's sometimes the slower the ball is going, the more the seam affects it. And you saw that was a slow volley. That ball just exploded off the seam. 15 love.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's a great play against McNerney under most circumstances. Unless you truly frame him into his body, that plays into McNerney's strengths. Even for a guy like Durant, that's not a good situation for him.
Unless he catches McNerney deep in the court, I completely agree.
Sure. Situationally, it could be a good shot against anybody.
It was early in the point, too.
Yeah, and usually he's pretty spot on about when to do it. That one, I would say, just the wrong time. And neither one of these guys actually are great guys to do it against unless, like you said, they're back in the court. You know, Araya as well.
But to your point, McNerney loves taking the ball off the wires and moves so well. Oh, good.
Ooh, that was good. Wow.
Yeah, it looked like it was gone.
That was a great hard overhead, challenging Mitchell to hit the backhand drive off the screen. Now to get right back in.
Oh, great handle by McNerney. That was a tricky ball. You got to be careful hitting those three. Great close. Just misses it. Too aggressive.
Yeah, but it was a pretty bad overhead because, I mean, it's one thing. Mitchell tattooed that ball. He didn't hit it. He smoked it. That's just hot to handle. I'm amazed, actually, that he was even able to take that much pace off it. There you go. McNerney usually doesn't take a big cut like he did on that one. He really went hard.
All right. Turn there for Araya.
It's a good one. Forehand's coming around. And these last couple of games, much better for Araya McNerney. This will actually be, if they're able to hold this one, I think it's still going to be the first game that Mitchell and Durant haven't faced a break point.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Oh, surprising. He got a little unsure if he was going to play that ball as a side back or a block or if it was going at the crease, and that moment of hesitation.
Well, I think Durant's overhead kind of fooled him. He thought he was going to go much harder. You talked about that yesterday, Durant's ability to inject pace at the last minute, and there he took the pace off the ball.
It definitely does that. It's annoying. And that's actually, oftentimes, that's really simply what a good overhead does. A good overhead makes you choose. Like, do I go get it now? Do I go block it? Do I have to move back? And when it's easy and you don't have any decisions to make, you're pretty much going to make it every time. When a guy forces you to have to make a couple of choices, then you have the option of choosing wrong.
Another missed lob from Araya.
Yeah.
That other view we had, you could see some of the smoke wafting off of the fire pit.
You know, it's funny, Lincoln here is the director here at Orchard Lakes Country Club. Beautiful spot, by the way. They got 3 tri-tier level tennis courts right by a gorgeous lake. And this really nice spot down here. He was out there, checking wind direction because they got a beautiful scene on the side there with 3 fire pits and chairs out for people watching.
15 all.
And he was just making sure you can see the smoke off to the side there to the left of your screen. That's the smoke wasn't going to come into the players as it goes.
Lincoln is attending to every detail. Great tournament director.
And he played as well. Won their first round, and they lost to Durant and Mitchell.
Araya with an amazing volley. Maybe an ill-conceived blitz.
You're right. It was an amazing volley to really save a bad idea. But it was an amazing volley. And that's actually one of the things Araya does. He actually will occasionally win points with that, and more than almost anyone else could. And that's why it makes him sort of a special player. That
He airmails a backhand for 15-30.
was a tricky one there. Overthought it. That's a great blitz.
15-40.
couple of break points back for Durant Mitchell to retake the lead.
Oh, what a pickup. Great action.
This again, just a nicely done lob down the line. And every time Mitchell's got nothing, he's just going to dump it back. That's sort of where the patience comes into play. Mitchell doesn't have any great shots to hit, so he's not going to try and force it.
Great roller from
Great
Mitchell.
roller.
And they'll serve
Game
for the
Durant
set.
Mitchell, they lead
Yep.
5 games to
And
4.
Araya
first
McNerney
set.
have arguably been the better team in the first set.
I'm going to say they've had more opportunities. I'm not sure they've been the better team because, you know, there have been some good play on both sides, a lot of great matches. They've also been, I think, of the players on the court right now, Araya's probably airmailed the most balls, you know, that he's could have had. So they might have had, they've had the more opportunities, but they've also made them, you know, a few more of the errors in the wrong times.
I think they're 1 for 7 or 1 for 8 on break point.
Yeah.
And Durant Mitchell are 2 for 2.
Yeah, yeah. Well, quick shout out to Dan Santorum, head honcho at the PTR, tuning in.
Here's a quick look at the other court. Friesausig's Koenig with a point to go 5-4.
Yeah, I expect this match to be a battle. Would you give an edge to one team or another there?
A slight edge
15 love.
to Fraser Morgan.
Just because of the dynamic ability of Frazier?
Yeah, just a slight edge.
Yeah.
Another missed forehand there from Araya to start the game.
Yeah, it's just been one too many of those, really.
You can see the constant pressure the Durant Mitchell overhead is putting on Araya McNerney. If that Araya
30
forehand's
love.
not there, their margin of victory gets down to virtually nothing.
Yeah, I don't think it's, yes, exactly. Barring an injury, you know, something of the sort, they're going to struggle to win this. They're not going to win this. I mean, it's not a bad look. Would you say it's a bad?
No, not at all.
Not even a bad swing. He's just not on with it yet right now.
Great lob from Mitchell.
That's a dangerous overhead there from trying to flip it in front of the Durant forehand. Now, as good as McNerney is, the one area that he's missing is that area to hurt you off the deck.
Yep.
You know, he lobs so well, but if it's not the blitz, the threat is of the offensive drive off the deck is the one thing missing. So he's hit 100 good lobs down the line. The ball comes back to his forehand. You know, that's the one area.
And it's the safe spot in the court. So Durant Mitchell know whenever they have a problem, they can just dump it there.
Yeah. So that, to me, is not a good play, right? Not the right time, not the but, you know, that's you soften the guys up with
30-15.
lobs and you draw them into an impatient shot.
little talking from Durant Mitchell. You don't see much of that from them.
Not a lot, but it's kind of a crucial moment here, serving out for the first set.
Yeah. Durant going sidearm again.
You know, it's funny. You don't see a lot of it during the play from those guys really at all, but you do see a lot of it. I mean, I don't know if you were watching a little as they're warming up before. Durant and Mitchell out there hitting, and they're out there discussing, talking about different overheads they're going to hit, what kind of pace. Then they're also talking about, like, am I going to come under this backhand drive, come over it? It's interesting to watch. You could see them go over a bunch of things, but during the match, it's sort of like they kind of have it already thought out. That's a great roller at the body. Nice scampers around.
It's a great volley from Mitchell.
Yeah.
Service line of shoe tops.
Turnaround drive. Going to work a little bit here. Oh, I thought he was going to go hard cutter. That's the thing, you can't tell. Oh, no, tough one at a big moment.
40-15.
Big moment. It's one of the things that I love about Araya and actually drives you absolutely bonkers is I don't even know if he knows it's a big moment. You know, like, it's great.
It's the way he plays.
Yep. Oh, that's a sick shot there. All right, so 2 set points.
One saved.
One saved.
40-30.
See if Durant goes sidearm or overhand here.
Yeah,
Overhand. There's more. Just counts on that more reliably.
Yeah, he had 4 faults in his first game. He's cleaned it up for the most part. I don't think he's had one since, has he?
No. Well,
I mean,
exactly what you said in the last point. We can just replay your commentary.
It's the same thing. It's really that shot in a nutshell is the first set.
Paddle Pro. For over 20 years, Paddle Pro has been recognized as an industry leader in platform tennis. The knowledge, expert advice, vast inventory, and ultimate customer service will help any player find the equipment to take their game to the next level. Paddle Pro is the only website to carry all platform tennis brands. For more information, go to www.paddlepro.com.
All right, we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries,
whenever you guys want to go.
cinnamon, agave. Fuel your body with the shot and the bar. Now available in a deliciously energizing power pack. See how much farther you can go with Remedy Plus.
All right, welcome back to the APTA Tour presented by Remedy Plus. We are in men's semifinal round match between our number 1 seeds of Durant and Mitchell and 3 seeds of Araya and McNerney. And Araya and McNerney, plenty of opportunities. And the last shot in the set, you know, as Araya starts this set right now, was sort of the way that whole set worked out. They had opportunities in places, and there he
15.
airmails that forehand. I
Yep.
mean, but the last 2 shots he made, those were a little inexplicable. I wouldn't even said they were great opportunity balls. He just pulled the trigger and they lose the set. We'll see if he can put the pieces together here for the second.
Just has to be so frustrating. You got to put that in the rearview mirror, ignore it, because they played such a good set. Strategy was good. Just didn't execute on a couple of big points and came in second.
Yeah, it came in second, but the last 2 misses were those were rough. But
they got to be careful here, because
Yeah.
if they have any letdown at all, the set's going to be over before they know it.
I mean,
Fast misses.
Oh, look at this. Because this is where the front running of Durant and Mitchell, like you can see already, he's just cutting and attacking right from the get-go.
Love 40.
And it's 3 break points to start this second.
And that's the chaos that Durant just loves.
In fairness, Araya loves it too, but in this case, it
15-40.
can go both ways for him. You know what I mean? Like it. That's a great cross-court drive. You know, it's funny, though, they shouldn't get off their strategy at all. You know, I thought they played the right type of match, you know, Araya and McNerney. You know, they had opportunities.
It's just there's the percentage of break points converted, whether it was 1 for 6, 1 for 7. Just not good enough. And it's not that they just gave those points away.
Great shot.
2 break points saved here.
That was great. Right into the neck. That's 2 Durant miss. Very good shot from Araya. That's a beautiful overhead.
Did you see the difference when Durant lobs down the line to McNerney? He's got so few options. The court gets so small as he moves to the middle with that big forehand.
Now they're making the volleys, but that threat is there, whereas the threat doesn't really exist. It's on the other side some of the time. Nice ball.
Because Durant Mitchell both can really hurt you off the deck.
Yep. I mean, and Araya and McNerney volley about as well as anybody, but there's only so many punches to the face you can take, right? That's a great volleying point. Great point from Araya McNerney.
3 break points saved.
I think that's huge for them. Nice play from McNerney.
And that's a designed play where Araya hits that serve. He knows where it's going to kick. McNerney's staying there waiting for it.
Right.
And that's just too far for even Durant to travel to make that volley.
Yeah, he overextended himself there. Oh, wow.
Well, I thought Mitchell was crazy to come in behind that
ball.
ball.
What a hold there from Araya McNerney.
Game
Great
Araya
shot.
McNerney, they lead
Huge
1
game.
to love.
The exact opposite of the first set.
Yep.
Durant Mitchell won the first set 6-4.
And it was 3 break points that time. And they played a couple of ones. I wouldn't say Durant Mitchell played loose points there. They played them fast and hard, but Araya McNerney up to the task and a great couple of finishing points. Awesome play from McNerney. This is some of his specialty, turnarounds and the screens. Huge play. He gets the let court, but well earned.
Yeah, the only surprising point they saved was that nick that beat Durant, I think at 40-15. It wasn't a particularly hard nick, just completely misread the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, Steve Mitchell to serve. That does put a completely different tenor on the match than if they'd been broken there. Another missed lob from Araya.
I mean, I think at this point for him, he should just concentrate hitting it up more and not worried about hitting it over him or something. He just, every one of them's long. Now, I understand if you lob short against Durant and Mitchell, it's not good because they're going to cut and attack you with various spins. But, you know, missing them out, that's, you know, there's 2 basic sort of axioms, if you will. Never drive the ball in the net and never lob out. You know, if you can live by those, you'll have a reasonable amount of success to start.
First time we've seen Araya McNerney planned switch in the backcourt to get Araya's forehand in the middle. That'll give them a completely different look because Araya will drive that ball there as he hits a good forehand through.
And it's so funny to watch certain players, you know, have to adjust their strategy. That's great play, a little miscommunication. As Durant feints like he's going to take it, but makes a last-minute call for Mitchell. He's just not ready.
But it all started with Araya sliding to his right, taking away the forehand volley.
Yeah.
Another good forehand from Araya.
That is big. So what I was saying was they adjust their strategy. Like you'll see in matches, McNerney's one of the players in the country. He's a very tall guy, like 6'3", 6'4". He uses the waterfall overhead almost better than anybody, and he uses it a lot. Probably him and Sven Bursch, and maybe followed by Kaler, are people who use it the most. They're all tall guys. He hasn't used one. He's not even going to bother with it today. He's taking it out of the repertoire because he knows it's too dangerous to go down up with that overhead unless he's getting it into the screen.
See the switch in the backcourt again, putting Araya in the backhand. So they got his forehand in the middle off the deck, which the way he's hit it today is a questionable decision, but as we talked about, it's got to get better. Otherwise, they're not going to win.
No, they need it for them to win.
Great get off the nick there from Araya. A great little flick from Araya.
That's amazing play. What a dig, but too good from Araya. And I'm not so sure that switch in the backcourt.
15-30.
I think that's a good idea.
I like it a
would
lot.
like to see that some more because it puts Araya's forehand in the middle and it forces him to go to the outside. When you're starting to go to the outside, now you're getting the screens into play a little bit more where you might be able to get a little bit more offense actually from McNerney too. So I like it.
There you have a miss from Durant and from Love 40. The first game, it's now 15-40, and Araya and McNerney have a couple of break chances.
And, nobody rides waves more than a guy like Araya, by the way. It is a roller coaster ride. It always is. It makes it fun. It makes it terrifying.
Are you talking about life or this paddle match, Brad?
I mean, he's pretty much universal in all areas.
Yeah, no
Plane
question.
ride home with you guys probably will be the same. Probably making a dinner reservation could be fraught with all sorts of, things that I wouldn't even considered. No, we cannot go dinner there. That's not going to work.
Okay, they've taken over the net. A chance to get up a break.
Oh, that's a great drop again. McNerney using his great skill set.
Mitchell's such a great athlete. Misses that one, though.
Good play from Araya. He sticks. He recognizes him coming in. He puts it down at his feet.
2-0, second set.
Mitchell's a great blitzer, but he can't come up with that. Good play from Araya.
So 2-love, Araya McNerney. This is shaping up to be quite a match, Bradford.
It's filled with the swings, and it could have been like this in the first set, right? They had opportunities.
Araya in the Australian Araya formation.
Oh, great soft hands.
Interesting switch there from Durant Mitchell. That was intentional. What do you think of that, Bradford?
They switch so often. When they're in this mode, I look at the way they play sort of like in modes. This mode here is Durant looking for the cutoff drop volley mode, right? And he's going to look for, because if they get set up like here, is a look for Durant's going to take something if he can, and he's an inch from the net. The other mode is Durant's going to go to work.
3 spectacular volleys in a row there from Durant Mitchell.
Those are beautiful looks.
Here it comes.
Yep. And there's the McNerney offense off the screen, which he has in spades.
Decide not even to move forward at all there.
I think wisely, actually, in that case. Because he put extra pace on it because he wanted to make sure he was doing more with the drive so they couldn't cut it off. I love this look for them with Araya in the backcourt. I think it changes things up for them in a good way. And it gets Araya to be a little more active. I thought part of that first set, too, was he actually was playing a lot less balls. He had a lot more looks, but played a lot less balls. Here, this kind of gets him into the flow a little more, too.
Well, they played a ball there that was very close.
You're talking about that volley that went through Araya? It was, yeah. You know, I was expecting a possible out call there. You know, that's a great move.
A great exchange at the net. There's your waterfall. This is just some high-level paddle they're playing right now.
Oh, what a shot. And a little bit of a screen play there from Araya. He moved over late to his position. So I'm going to put that one on Araya, not on McNerney. That's a tough one, but great drive.
Oh, great response from McNerney.
Yeah.
That setup from Durant, he could have driven that ball to the absolute last second.
15
All
all.
of a sudden, a loose error from Durant Mitchell. See Araya holding the overhead there.
Yep. Oh, he reads it perfectly, but the ball, he's only
30.
an inch and a half from the net, but the ball's right on top of the net.
Cannot believe he missed that one. Shock in his face. Oh, great serve, takes us to 30 all.
Hard into the crease.
30 all.
Big serve.
They almost never get the ball to the wires from Mitchell. I think that's the second or third one we've seen today. Mitchell's great at taking it off the deck.
Yeah, good off-pace return there from Durant. The harder he hits it, the worse it is for him when they're in that kind of formation.
The difference between the two is when Araya hits that serve down the tee, it's kicking way over to the side wire and taking that angle away from Durant. Here, Durant's able to just to bunch it right down the middle.
And there you go, Mitchell with a great move that puts himself in perfect position. And just
30-40.
a lot of high-level stuff going on here. Got Mike Fisher shouting in, thanks for tuning in, saying Araya's getting the forehand going. He is indeed.
Oh, great volley, catches
huge.
the nick. And everything is kind of flipped. Now they're the ones saving the break opportunities.
They are.
If they can find their way out of this game, that would be huge.
See, he's too far in on the court there. Didn't love it. I mean, it's pretty much a layup. It's like missing a layup.
Yeah, that was a layup. I agree.
You know, but it is what it is. Because you hit it hard like that, he did the right thing anyway. He just transitioned back. That much I love about it because he didn't put himself in there. And 2 aces in huge moments from, you know, McNerney. Huge serves.
Well, McNerney did go to Georgia, where John Isner went to school, so you can see the comparison between the two of them. And there McNerney tried coming in behind his serve against Durant, which we haven't seen maybe the whole match.
Just a couple of times.
Big shout out to Georgia, playing in the, going for back-to-back NCAA titles in football this year. Graham paid me to say that.
Did you see the little thing from Caleb Williams, the guy who won the Heisman? He's like, yeah, I won the Heisman, but I'm not in the college football playoffs. You know, quarterback from USC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Patrick and Thomas, our producers. Atlanta, Georgia, I believe. Is that right, Patrick?
Game Durant Mitchell.
There you go.
Okay, Durant Mitchell break back.
Second set.
Just a couple of small, almost
Mitchell won the first
infinitesimal
set,
errors cost him
You
there.
miss a layup, right?
Yeah,
You know, it's not necessarily, they weren't winning the point on that shot, but it's a big deal,
Yep.
right? You know, and but some good high-level stuff. I mean, look at this. This ball's going to get airmailed. It was a great play from Araya. And that's the screen play. Yeah, tough.
That was one of the ones that really hurt. That he was just right there. He read it. He played it perfectly.
There's a couple of great replays from our production crew.
Okay, so this is another replay. This is the layup that he missed.
Yeah.
Love 15.
Okay, now we're live. Missed, I think, a Durant missed fall serve there.
The you know, going back to that layup thing, you know, the one thing I will say is it's sort of like, I don't think we got replays going, or okay, we're all set with live action now.
And I think it's Love 15.
Yep.
Here.
Yeah, that was a big break there from Durant Mitchell. Difference between 2-1, 3 Love. Maybe not to them, but to other people, yes. Now you're seeing a little breakdown there.
Love 30.
He can do that, and I've seen him make it a bunch of times. A little off balance.
You're seeing Araya McNerney at the net a lot more this set.
There's a switch on the backhoe, which I think is a much better look for them. You see actually Durant Mitchell do that a lot. They return from, you know, Mitchell returning on the ad side, Durant on the deuce, but then they'll switch in the backcourt, and he catches them there.
Love 40.
Good stick forehand, finding his right hip.
A little bit off pace, too.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Game
Wow.
Araya McNerney,
Yikes.
they lead 3 games to
I mean, that was
1.
great.
Second set.
That looked like one of my cuts, Bradford.
I mean, it's like we always say, that thing, you take those opportunities. When Durant and Mitchell give you stuff, you have to capitalize. The set is not over by any means.
If they're taking advantage of their opportunities this set, which they didn't in the last one.
More so, for sure. I mean, there was a nice gift, but, and you can see, but what you said before is, you know, so telling, so correct, Mark. It's almost a flip of the other set. So this set, they, you know, Araya McNerney start off Love 40, but then win the game with 5 straight points. Here, Love 40, and, you know, Durant on the Love 40 point, airmails a cut shot. Right.
I think one of the reasons for the success, as you pointed out, was this changing of sides in the backcourt.
Huge. It just is a different look. And while McNerney was lobbing so perfectly, it doesn't matter if you don't follow it up, really. I mean, it matters because you're not getting the cuts and everything else, but if the follow-up's not there, and there's a lot more offensive potential for McNerney and Araya when Araya's in the ad side.
First set, Humphries, Essex, Koenig, and a breaker. This is just a tremendous point right here.
Yeah.
Araya opened the court up with the backhand.
Oh, boy, Mitchell's having a little blurt here.
Yeah, just
missed
looked
volley.
so out of sorts on that ball.
Yep.
Wasn't the wrong shot to hit, but he just wasn't in position
No,
at
it
all.
got behind him and in on him a little. Maybe he hit a seam. It's hard for us to tell. We don't know up here. It happens. They're going to stay back wisely. Araya stays in.
Araya's got him beat and misses it.
I think Mitchell would have had it, but it was a play. It was right there.
Araya can't believe it. You know, the margins against Durant Mitchell are so small. It just misses like that.
I mean, they're in the driver's seat right now. If they can play their high level and keep it going the way they want to, they're certainly playing the right type of match.
Ryan misses another quote-unquote. That was a little harder than
That
the
was
last
a
one.
harder one than the one before.
Yeah.
You know, going back to that, I was going to say the point is, when you're playing those guys anyway, that even if it's a layup, it's more like the kind of layup that you're hitting when you think LeBron is right behind you about to post or block you. You know, so you're still a little nervous and you're chasing the ball. It's not as simple as you want to. I tried to make it out, so that wasn't really fair of me.
That ball's too far down the middle of the court. That one is, no, they can't transition again. Araya certainly found his forehand.
Yeah, much better. I mean, and what a difference. It's reflected in the score and the way things are working out.
We'll see if it's reflected in the score.
Well, it's reflected in the score
Currently.
right now. Right? Ooh, sneaky turnaround drive. That's a big one.
Great forehand volley from Mitchell there.
Yeah, they're catching him a few times, so they've made him miss a couple.
Mitchell on the backhand side, more and more.
Oh, and there's the patented move where he looks for the drop and he gets what he wants.
And he misses it.
Yep. He makes a lot of winners. He's on a way on the upside on that play, so I got zero problem with that. Just unfortunate miss.
Araya's locked in right now. Great turnaround drive off the neck.
A good scramble there from McNerney. Using that 6'3" frame, scrambling up. Wow, finds his forehand. You never find his forehand volley over there. That's
yeah.
a rarity. He moves over so well, Mitchell. That's an accurate shot there from Araya, and a good volley from Mitchell. Yeah, it's such a different look like this with Araya and McNerney in the backcourt. That's just perfectly done from Araya McNerney.
Araya is playing some really high-level paddle right now.
You know, and he can sustain it. He's a great front runner. He's got all that stuff. But sometimes it's like, it's kind of what they say about the weather. Just wait 5 minutes, wait 10
It'll
minutes.
change,
right?
yeah.
Just wait 5 minutes, because anything can happen. But when he's at the highest level, he's as good as anyone in the country for sure. This is great stuff. He's spotting his drives now, too. These are great. Oh, and that's just a perfect point from Araya McNerney. Now, they get the error, but they earn that.
Yeah.
When you make him hit 100 balls like that and he's trying to hit a fine cut shot, good for you. That's a great play. Point for 4-1.
You see McNerney moving to the middle again with the volley.
McNerney, they lead
Lots to talk about, Brad, but
4-1
first we got to thank
set.
one of our sponsors, Remedy Plus. The 2022-23 APTA
Durant
Tour is
Mitchell won
brought
the
to you
first
by
set, 6
Remedy
games
Plus.
to 4.
Raise your paddle game to a whole new level with clean, natural, great-tasting protein bars and energy shots by Remedy Plus. High performance has never tasted so good. So those were some slow points, but they were slow with the threat of the offense.
Correct.
And you could see Araya was looking for spots, picking his moments. That's just fun paddle to watch.
No, that was great. And everything about that was right. And actually, Durant and Mitchell got the shot they wanted to take. The difference is they didn't execute 2 of them that he frequently does makes. But they gave him the chance to miss. You know, like he missed that drop volley cutoff that he frequently makes. And he missed that cutter at the end. There's the drop volley cutoff. And that's the difference in the game. But, you know, Araya and McNerney didn't beat him to it. And along the way, they also hit 10 good offensive shots, you know, good drives, made him volley.
And the lob, the cutter that he missed, you see how far he has to move to his right to hit that, so it's much more difficult to load and hit the shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the right play. I had no problem with anybody's choice there. It was really good stuff.
Okay, back live. 1-4, second set. Starting in the I formation.
You know, what's unique and interesting is both Araya and McNerney have cut overheads. How many cut overheads have they hit?
Very few.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like cut finishers or
Right.
things like that. Basically none, right?
Oh, we saw
Except
the
for
one.
that one from Araya.
Yeah, the
right?
backhand
You're
cut.
right, they cut back in. But so, you know, they're really just trying to play super solid, and that's what you have to do. These guys, you really don't try to beat them by hitting more cutters than they do or more winners than they do. You try to beat them by being super solid, taking your opportunity when you can, and you're going to live with some of the winners they hit. But if you play that way, you'll also get a few of the errors out of them, and then you capitalize when they come. Good leave there from Araya.
McNerney's volleyed so well, and not only has he volleyed well, but he's got a great awareness when Araya's needed help in the middle of the court.
Yeah, I think it's a great point, Mark.
It's one of the things that makes him such a great player is just his awareness on the court. It's one of those intangibles that it's hard to quantify, like most intangibles.
Right, because they're intangible.
Exactly. And again, Araya forces him to move.
Yeah, he pushes them to the line. He's found his forehand, and he stuck that. You know, put a lot of pressure on. They're really playing. It's like a little flip over the second set.
Araya told me this morning he was going to play well today. I didn't believe him, but I believe most of the things he says.
Was he doing that over like a bowl of Cocoa Puffs or Breakfast of Champions?
Breakfast special.
Was he having a remedy bar at the time?
2.
2 remedy bars. There you go.
Great lob. You see how much movement they're causing with their lobbing here.
Oh, that's just great. Yep. Ooh, towards the snowboard, but great dig from McNerney. That one he gets.
He's had a lot of practice.
Nice dig. Send some good spins into the sidewire. That one he wanted to hit longer in the court. It got short, and he burns with a little dink ball.
15 all.
That's about his first miss in 10 minutes.
Yeah, Araya's been playing the levels up dramatically.
15 all. That was a great point, too.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like caught him closing.
Caught him closing fast, and he put that extra juice on that thing. He actually almost took his head off.
Testimony to the different pace on the different courts. They just finished their first set on the other court, and we're deep in our second here.
Yeah, they had a good tiebreaker. Assis Koenig, Frazier Morgan will try to keep you apprised of the scores there, but that should be a battle. I expect that one to be a long one. And then, of course, right after the men's semifinal, we got the women's final.
The 2 best teams in the country. Araya takes care of that waterfall.
Yeah, and what a comeback from you know, you got to call or see some of that, you know, the Nicolescu and Ika coming back from a set and 4-love down to win 7-5, 6-2.
We'll see how
40-30.
how Hannes Zabori are today. They're both sick, fighting cold. Zabori especially looked very sick yesterday. Unless they've taken a big step forward in their health, I think they're underdogs today, surprisingly.
Interesting. Well, that'll be just following our men's semis, so right at 11 o'clock.
And those are not only the 2 best teams in the country, but 2 best teams in the country by a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Kiro and Medeiros gave him a scare.
Yep.
I mean, they gave him a scare yesterday. I think
Game
Kiro's
Durant Mitchell,
great talent.
Araya McNerney lead 4-2, second set.
You know, from love 15 there, when Araya missed that volley, they played a bit of a loose game. Let's see if that turns things around here.
Yeah, agreed.
Great lob from McNerney.
That was a good close, but it's still a good forehand from Araya. He's found it. Oh, and he tries the off-pacer. I think Araya had that one read, and he maybe just overthought it. I mean, he just missed it. He's missed 2 or 3 of those, and these are where the switches are coming around.
She pointed out they're making a lot of shots, putting pressure on him. Huge serve from McNerney. He's so confident serving that ad court.
Yeah, he's sticking it in there. And as a tall guy, his angle right into that crease is significantly better. Tall guys, him, Sven Bursch, they can get it in there. And if you can hit that serve, what an advantage that is. Aces are few and far between on the paddle court.
That's great overhead there from McNerney from deep in the court.
Oh, great overhead and a nice move from Mitchell. Ooh.
Get off the seam.
Oh, great hands from McNerney, soft.
Looked like that ball was flying where it left his paddle.
That's because he took all the pace off. It certainly was high, actually.
Yeah.
But he took the pace off.
Another great point.
Yeah, it's terrific to watch. Top team sort of master the art of transition, when to move back, when to go.
Oh, then a little bit of a blurt from McNerney.
Yeah, this is sort of the danger zone, right? You get up, you got to finish, and you got to keep playing the way that got you there.
First time we've seen McNerney serve wide to Durant. Great drop shot, but Mitchell's up to the task.
Nice play there.
Mitchell's such a great athlete. Moves so well.
Watch the Nick. Oh.
Oh, great cut. Another great exchange. See McNerney using his size.
Thought we might see a turnaround drive there. Nice hold of the paddle by Araya.
And that's just a blurt.
But we've seen, as you started to point out, one blurt there, a little loose game a game ago, right? They build this 4-1 lead. This is where they got to be careful. Here we go.
I like McNerney talking to him there, slowing him down a little bit.
Still in the driver's seat here. This is a big hold, though. What a difference between 5-2 and 4-3.
15-40.
Did you mention something earlier about a roller coaster?
Weather changing, the roller coaster? I don't recall saying any of that.
Oh, gosh.
Well, Durant Mitchell still have to get this break. Not done yet. But they're certainly being helped a little. Oh, Mitchell's off the court, and they still find him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty great lobbing. That's awesome.
Oh. Durant with the bailing forehand volley.
Yeah.
Do you teach that, Brad?
I don't, actually. And I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave that out of my lesson
He's like
plan.
3 feet behind the service line, stuck his paddle out.
I might do it from time to time, but I'm certainly not teaching it.
1 break point saved.
Nice drive there, good point. And one of the things that's been awesome about how well McNerney's serving over there is he's taking the Mitchell drive, which is a real weapon, out of play on the return.
Oh, and there he beats him with
overhead.
the waterfall.
Huge overhead. Great serve. Well done.
That's a great transition ball, and Ryan
wide.
just misses it.
Advantage Mitchell.
Probably should have let McNerney hit that ball.
I don't know. I'm okay with it. He just missed it wide. I feel like, I mean, that can happen. If you're worried about him extending his arm. That's a great overhead behind. Reads Durant moving to the middle. I think this color just doesn't work for Durant because you can see him more often. He's like an orange cone, you know. He should be wearing like camo where you can't see him sneak up the wire or something sneaky.
Third panel slam from Araya.
It's a waterfall. It's a Nick.
Great close from McNerney.
Yeah. Oh, and Araya with the guest appearance again.
Game Durant Mitchell.
Can't do
Araya
that tough
McNerney
one.
lead 4-3, second set.
Save the 2 break points and then
Durant
a
Mitchell
couple
won
of
the first
mistakes.
set,
They're
6
small.
games to 4.
They're really small, but so significant. We're back on serve.
Yeah, but I could, you know, one of the unique and amazing things about Araya, he might play 2 of the best games he's ever played right now with fist pumps. You know, clearly there's been a little cracks in there in the last game or 2, and it started right at the moment you pointed it out, which was perfect, Mark. But it's still exciting, fun stuff.
Okay. We'll see what they've got now. Durant to serve, and his serve has been a little spotty today. Okay, back live. 3-4, second set. That one was close.
Yep.
Well, you don't hear Durant yelling loudly like that. A little stress. I didn't know Durant was subject to stress.
Does not appear to be very often, that's for sure. And great recognition. We said it before from Araya and McNerney, realizing this is where their best offensive opportunities are come in this formation in the backcourt.
Great read from Durant on the turnaround drive.
He gets it.
That was a pretty hard hit ball, too. There you saw the reads these guys make. So as soon as Durant hit that serve, he knew it was too hard, stayed back, took the net in transition. Didn't want to give McNerney a target. 15 love. Ryan with another miss. 30 love. Roller coasters. Which is the wrong direction for a roller coaster, Brad? Is it when it's going up, it's the wrong direction, or down?
You know, the biggest thing you're afraid of a roller coaster is when it gets off the rails. And a lot of damage. There's bodies everywhere. It's a real problem. So.
I would say Araya's off the rails. Maybe one of the wheels has left the track.
It's like
teetering.
Teetering, right. Ooh.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah. Great spot there. It's going to get hit. Nice tattoo. Good job. He didn't put enough of anything on it. A little too much pace. Spin didn't have enough to do any action. Just hung up there. Araya sticks it.
Still a surprising miss from Durant. I mean, he's right on his left hip.
Yeah. I mean.
Of course, every miss from Durant is a surprising miss. There's so few. He's looking for the drop shot there.
.40-15.
Haven't seen too many of those from McNerney.
Araya misses the forehand, and it's
Durant
4-all.
Mitchell. Games are 4-all in the second
And I would
set.
say they're now
It's
two
not
wheels
s-
off the track.
Right. But it's not so much the loss of the games. It's kind of how they got lost, right? You know, they've played this extreme level to get up 4-1, and then you see all of a sudden it's drifted right back a little bit. It's the danger zone right now.
Need to play a good game here. Wow, weird miss there.
15 love.
Ball could have been 10 feet further over to the middle. It would have been fine. Which we were talking about earlier, where you just got the safe spot. McNerney off the deck. Oh, Araya gets bailed out there. Durant completely read him like a book and
30
missed that
love.
one. Durant to stop letting that Araya serve get to the wires. Where it's exploding over to the left side, taking it off the deck. No easy feat. Typical Durant fashion, he makes it look that way.
Oh.
Same
40
ball he
love.
missed last time Araya served, moving a little far to his right to hit that shot.
And with all the twists and
Game
turns in
Araya
here, I wouldn't
McNerney,
be
they
surprised
lead
to see
5
just
games
a
to 4,
quick
second
break here and we'll
set.
go 3, but all the possibilities are out there.
Durant Mitchell won the first
They
Yeah,
set.
can't
certainly
read it
are.
one way or another, Mark.
Yeah. That was a surprising game. I mean, after winning 3 games
Right.
in a row, Durant Mitchell playing well. Araya was somewhat off the rails. Then he holds it love. My bingo card didn't have Araya holding it love there.
No, I didn't really see it that way, but I guess it's been sort of the way it's been going the entire day. It's been a lot of back and forth from Durant Mitchell getting up 3-2 after probably should have been down in the first set to Ryan Mitchell going up to 4, right, 3, and then all of a sudden rails come right off and it's 6-4 for Durant Mitchell.
Quick sneak peek at the other court. See a miss there from Chris Humphreys. Back to deuce. They're up a break in the second set, 2-1. On serve in the second
On
set.
serve, yeah.
Okay, here we go back to live action. Steve Mitchell serving to stay in the second set.
It's just so much ebb and flow. It's hard to figure. It's just simply a question of who's executing certain shots, right? It's that simple. We don't need it. And we've seen some games that have moved really quickly, like that last one, you know, with a few surprising errors and then just incredible battle points.
McNerney just fits Araya really well because he's just so stable. And I think I can count maybe on one hand the bad decisions McNerney's made the whole day.
I agree with you entirely in terms of the, you know, the mindset, the way he is out there. Without a doubt, the area that is, you know, Araya oftentimes likes to play with somebody who rips the ball off the ground so he can blitz more.
Yep.
That's the only area that doesn't fit, but in every other way, I agree with you 100%.
And that's what makes Araya Parsons so good together, is Parsons is driving the ball and Araya's moving forward.
Right.
scrambling around that back there. Here it comes.
Nice move. Araya sticking a few forehands. He's going at the body heavy there on the high part of the net. Can't execute. Tough. Ball's a little low.
Great volleying, though, from Durant Mitchell. Picks up McNerney blitz there.
30 love.
Okay, so it looks like Durant wants him served there, and he's going to stay. Yep.
That's a great lob from Araya.
Araya's got to be careful with that three-quarter
ball. Good move from Mitchell getting out of the way of that.
40 love.
He almost beamed him.
.40 love. Wow, that was just a spotty game.
Durant Mitchell, games are 5-all in
Played
the
a good first
set.
point. Last 3 points were terrible.
You know what's amazing, Mark? If you said, Brad, I'll bet you this, I wouldn't even take. I wouldn't have any idea where to bet or where to go with any of it. It's kind of funny.
As they exchange love holds.
15 love.
I like the fact that McNerney's serving hard to Durant. Challenge him, make him hit a good return.
No, and he's effectively taken the Mitchell return out of play.
Yeah, to the backhand side, he served brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, Mitchell's just lobbing him back, and his return is a huge weapon. And so that's a big deal, actually. When that weapon's gone, that's just you got to be so careful hitting that ball to Durant corner. He sticks that one right at his feet.
Just so quick. It's such a short backswing. The ball's just coming at you so fast.
Yep.
A little confusion there.
Took his head off. You can see a replay of that. That's a great overhead.
He had about a board and a half to hit that ball.
Yep.
Great move there by Durant.
That's a great rip from Mitchell, waiting for his opportunity. He sticks it. Great transition.
Match hanging in the balance here. Huge point, as each and every one will be moving forward.
Ooh. You know, earlier in the match, Mitchell was taking those. I don't mind him getting out of the way, but they're going to have to make sure they know who's got what.
A great transition ball by Durant.
That was a great ball. And the tricky part about that is it's happening so fast. McNerney's got to move right to the center right away. He got caught staying in his due side, and he just sort of feathered that behind Araya. And I think McNerney actually even thought Araya was playing it. He was a little late to get it because I think he could easily get it.
There's just no player in the country that puts the pressure on you that Durant puts. He misses that one, but that was right in his happy zone right there. That's not a winning strategy, that overhead.
Yeah, that overhead to that forehand, it's not how you draw it up. Oh, get some fortunate break there.
He probably should have waited one more second to apologize because Durant almost got that ball. That was an explosive.
Oh, this is big right here. If they could come back.
This is from Mitchell.
Wow.
McNerney's serve has really neutralized the Mitchell return.
He hasn't struck one, and the lob has actually probably been the best choice for him. What a great hold that was. And just a couple little misses, a couple of good looks. He doesn't convert that one forehand.
Here are some of the highlights. And boy, this match has been a highlight.
That's just a big forehand. Ooh.
You see Durant sliding over to his left, taking away that volley. Didn't want to hit a forehand volley there.
Is that what, was he warm up?
Whoa, there's the airmail. Here's going to be like this one where, where he's just about to take it.
McNerney's
No
life flashed before his eyes there.
I mean, I've seen that actually. A guy taking a heavy swing cutter and the other guy there. It's one of the worst things I've seen, actually.
Okay.
All right.
Last highlight. This is that great volley where he apologizes as Durant's going to make the shot.
That's just a great hold. So let's see if Mitchell and Durant can take this to a tiebreak.
Durant served a good game last time at 3-4, maybe his only clean game of the match. New ball, played 21 games. He starts with a fault.
Love 15.
Seen a lot of that today, a surprising amount. Goes overhand. There's the switch in the backcourt. They've had a little confusion. Last ball, they weren't quite sure to switch or not. With Durant off the net, Araya sometimes will take that backside ball and flick it cross court. See if he looks for that shot. Kind of a shot he invented.
Yeah, I'll hold it and sort of just flip it right over there.
Yep.
On a ball like that, actually, right there.
Durant was too close to the net to hit it there, but when Durant's off the net, it opens up that angle.
See, but now, I understand he can do it, but do you think it's the right type of shot against this type of team?
Right type of shot? Are you talking about Araya?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. But I just feel like that's the ball they cut off. But when he does it, though, he's so good at holding it. Look at him come in, though. See what?
Yep.
See, so he's already got it covered. So I think that's like a dangerous shot for him to try to use because Durant's actually looking for it. And he's waiting for you to take that often. That's easily covered. The players have gotten really good at dealing with spin.
We've talked about it in other matches. It seems to me the guys who spin the ball read the spin the best.
Yeah.
You never see Araya or Durant beaten by the spin.
Not too often. But anybody who wants to compete in this top 10 type of level, you got to read it well.
Yep. All four guys know the importance of this point.
Oh,
great
that's
blitz,
such a
and Mitchell
great
has the
blitz.
answer.
I mean, great volley from Mitchell. Perfect play from McNerney. Oh.
Just a little off balance on that
15
ball.
all.
Not a bad swing.
Nah, it was all good. Just didn't get it. That was a big point.
If they go on to win this match, that volley by Mitchell will play a major factor.
Sure. And sometimes great volleying is just great preparation, too, meaning people always say great hands, and you should, because it was great hands. But if you put your paddle in the right spot and keep it in front of you, sometimes the ball hits your paddle. And it's because of your great preparation, you know, and that one was a bit of both.
I've had people ask me, are they aiming for their paddles? But it's just about preparation.
Yeah.
Another blurt from
and
Araya.
positioning, and positioning. I mean, that's happening so fast, but just a couple of misses there. Story of the match, back and forth. Yeah, easily read there from McNerney. Thought we might see a little push drive down the line. Oh, fakes on the cut. Araya staying super disciplined here. This is huge. That's going to get hit. Nice. Great close from Mitchell. Good help call there from Araya. It's like both players recognize this is sort of the magnitude of the point. They're going to only take the big shot. Durant and Mitchell not actually going for anything here. They're actually kind of baiting the other guys to go for something, and they do, and 2 good strikes. Good try. This is perfect. This is a old school paddle point, if you will. Wow. Who's going to crack first?
Have to say Araya.
I don't know. He's a stubborn guy. Oh, there you go.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Enough said. All right, perfect. He cracked, and he comes in with, wasn't the best lob, actually. The lob should be a little deeper. Now it's 40-15, so might be heading to a breaker here. But I love how both teams recognize the moment there. Oh, that's well hit that overhead. And
this is the transition ball.
40-30.
Very different play there. He sped that one up, stayed back in transition. It was interesting, though, seeing that point before. Oh, what a return off the screen for McNerney.
That's why the overhand to McNerney is just the wrong serve to me, but I guess he just doesn't have the confidence in the sidearm.
He's faulted too many times with the underhand. He hasn't faulted with the overhand.
With overhand there again. That's the first time I think he's done that to the deuce.
Yeah.
Well, that's a dangerous overhead for Mitchell there. There's a long way to move to hit the roller.
Right. Running roller there.
The running roller.
A running roller.
Roxy roller.
Waiting all day to.
Oh, Araya cannot believe he missed that ball.
Durant.
And neither can I.
Really, you can't?
I can. I
Yeah.
absolutely can.
Yeah.
Again, Durant going overhand.
That one didn't explode off the back screen as much, so no easy drive there for McNerney. Stuck it the last time, and now we're settling into that rhythm of that point before. Let's see the switch in the backcourt. Here it comes.
The point before when you were wondering who was going to break first?
Who was going to crack first? After about 50 balls, I interjected that, and of course, right away, it's a tough blitz. He's going to hit that one. Nice. Easily played, though. They're creeping up just the right amount. See what Araya and McNerney are doing, and there it is. He cracks on that one, too, and we're going to a breaker.
Game Durant Mitchell. Games are
hard not to like
Durant
Durant Mitchell in the breaker.
Yeah, I mean, certainly you could never bet against him, but I have no feel for it. He can go any which way, but because we've seen a little bit of both from both teams, right? Certain moments. But there, you saw them dial into just this consistent mode, and the crack did come from Araya. So if that alone is your balance, that's how you have to like them.
One love, Durant Mitchell.
Just a strange missed volley. Kind of leaning to the middle.
I mean, it was a good drive, but he had to, when the ball got pushed over to his forehand, they both needed to kind of
Move a
shift
little bit.
over
Yep.
and get into the middle more in better position. It was almost as if he got caught slightly unawares because he was a little out of position, reaching just a little. And you're right. Is it a volley that you would expect him to miss? Not very often. But, I mean, that's sort of a lot of these points come down to. There's a huge drive from Araya. And he's so quick, seeing his opportunity to come in.
Fraser Morgan won the second set quickly, 6-1.
Wow. There you go. Good for them.
A great ball from Mitchell.
Oh,
Araya
my
gets-
goodness.
Oh, he was
Drive.
right there, was sitting up for him.
Yep. And Araya takes the drive, and I mean, he's there. It just is. Just a miss. Beautifully drawn up. Perfectly spotted drive.
1-all.
Here we go again. Oh. Now, at various times with these teams, you know, one of the biggest differences, I guess I'll describe it this way, between teams as you get towards the top is the top teams, not only can they be consistent, but they truly force the most errors and they hit the most winners, you know, of any of the teams. And these teams are like it. But it doesn't get the feel like somebody's going to win this point with a winner, right? You get the feel that somebody's just going to go for it and make the error.
Like a wild forehand?
You're right. There you go. And I looking at you when I said it, so I didn't even see it happen. And every time we do say something, it just happens. So it is the magic of commentary. But you know what I mean? It doesn't give you that feel like somebody's just going to hit this amazing cut winner or something. It's just they're getting down to the wire. And when it's all said and done, no matter what level you play at, and these players hit the most winners or force the most errors out of their opponents more than anything else, I feel like none of these things are going to be forced errors. They're just going to be people making error, like that last one was.
Yep.
Right? You know, it's got that different feel, even though you're dealing with the team. So when it comes down to it in the crunch time, it still comes down to that, right?
2-1, Durant Mitchell. And you can see McNerney's got no intent of driving the ball off the deck at all.
Nope.
So whenever there's a tough overhead, you'd expect to see Durant Mitchell just dumping the ball to McNerney. So he's only going to drive the ball off the wires and only going to drive a ball that's hard off the wires.
Yeah, but that said, Araya's playing about 80% of the balls because he's likely to crack first. And in a weird way, something's going to happen one way or the other.
You say likely to crack first? Was that what you said?
That's what came out of my mouth, yes. But, you know, so it's curious sort of break point for these points as they're going, because it's a huge point in the match. And for people who don't realize that not all points are the same, you know, technically they're the same, but there are moments in a match. They're not. You can see the way the play has changed here right now in these crucial moments.
The deeper you get in the match, the more conservatively the guys will play.
Yep.
With the exception of Araya.
Well, he's playing conservative here now. He's just likely to crack first. That's all of the guys, and that's a good look. I have no problem You know, even the last forehand he took, did you have a problem with it?
Nope. Nope.
He just missed it wildly, which
The
is
blitz.
a problem.
The blitz was
the blitz
a problem.
I had a problem with. Sure. Fair enough. That's a great overhead, right, cutting into his body. See, they're making these guys win the point, and you know, eventually they're going to crack too. This is just coming down to it. A little bit of a battle of wills here on these points, and I like it. And it's funny because now we're in this mood since nobody's going for the shots. Transition game has dried up, right? The whole rest of it. Now it's just a battle of sort of attrition and wills. Who's going to take the shot, and if they can make it.
I think in Las Vegas, the betting line is even money on Araya to crack. 3-1 Durant, 5-1 Mitchell, 100-1 McNerney.
Yeah, that's I think there's a reasonable odds. I think you got to, you know, that's very good little. You got a future in some Vegas bookmaking, my friend. I mean, I'm surprised you even gave even money. I thought you might go the other direction, you know, for Araya. Would have been a little bit less, but right now he's hanging tough.
That's the 2-minute mark on this point.
Yep. And I mean, I've played these points myself. It's just a battle of will points. Daring the other team to go for it.
Oh, misses it wide, confirmed by
wide.
the umpire. I thought that ball was clearly out.
Yeah.
And 3-1 pays off. Again, McNerney just firing that serve in.
Yeah, he's getting nothing with it.
When was the last time Mitchell hit a good return of serve? I can't remember one.
Off of McNerney serve, not at all. And it's really made a difference in this match because it is a true weapon. The fact that they've taken it away, big deal. Now that is a perfect point. That point is sort of like, it's not a lot of fun, right? Transitions out of play. It's a battle as you have to expect it. It's a brutal thing at a crucial moment in the match. Oh, great idea to lob volley that from Araya. And this is a good hard one into the wire, and he catches him.
3-2, Durant
His
Mitchell.
recognition, it was hard to see where McNerney was. He kind of went off on camera for us a little. But
Second set
perfect
tiebreak.
recognition from, you know, Durant there. He sees him
Durant
go
Mitchell
off,
won
so
the first
instead of
set,
going a
6-4.
roller to the back, he goes hard to the side. He bounces it right into him.
And as opposed to when Araya and McNerney were in the backcourt, you saw
Mitchell
no
lead
hesitation
3-2
from
in
Durant
tiebreak.
Mitchell there.
Yeah.
They just moved forward.
You know, what's interesting about these points here, I think Durant Mitchell do want these guys to force them to hit. That's the replay. Sorry,
Yep.
I got a little lost here as the
Yeah.
replays. They do want Orion to have to win the point there, but if it goes to the backcourt, Durant and Mitchell have more options from the backcourt than McNerney
Great volley
and
from
Araya.
Mitchell there.
Incredible volley. So in that,
Caught the
shocking.
seam. That ball caught the seam.
4-2, Durant
Slow
Mitchell.
in the seam, and even the pros miss those.
Little separation for Durant Mitchell here. Finish line is in sight. 4-2. This is almost a
Switching the
must-win
backcourt.
point for Araya and McNerney.
Basically given up on any prognostications whatsoever. Stay mum. I'll let you keep delivering the lines, though, Mark. You did such a good job with the last one. That's right at the crease. Good ball. Nice cover. Almost didn't get over that time.
Oh, that ball was wide.
I'm not sure. It's
Tough
on
to
our
let that one
angles.
go, though.
Yeah, because that would be untrackable. He would not
Yeah.
be able to dig it out. So it's not like a simple solution. And
5-2 Durant Mitchell.
Yeah. They're
Second
standing
set
on the
tiebreak.
edge of the precipice now.
Come back.
Yeah, good bail. Araya in that mid-court area is so tough. He in that transition forehand area, I would bail almost every time.
Yep.
He's too good at it.
A
That is
great
just
volley from McNerney. Read
perfect.
that one so beautifully.
Hands
Paddle up,
out.
closed in.
5-3 Durant Mitchell.
5-3.
beautiful play. All right, Mitchell gets a return there. He can hit a 1 or 2 against it, but a really good dig there. Oh, nice.
What a recover from Mitchell.
They threw some haymakers there and awesome volleying by everybody.
I like that overhead from Araya going back at Mitchell. I think he's just hitting too many overheads over at Durant.
You know, it's a good point. I didn't bring it up before, but Araya doesn't back down from anybody, and he attacks the deuce, the ad court
Constantly.
all the time. You know, he plays Brian Compton. People say don't go. He just goes there. You know, like it doesn't matter. So, but I don't disagree with you. I think they could definitely slide some more in there, but you cannot cross that Mitchell forehand. It's as dangerous as anything in the game.
Other than the
Backhand.
Durant forehand.
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of good ones out there, but I mean, you know, his is up there for sure. You got Ardoya, you got Powers.
Yeah, I just like to see McNerney hit a few more of these overheads like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Oh, great track down from McNerney. Good lob down the line.
What time did you say your flight was?
Yeah, I got a 5:13 flight.
Vegas has that at even money
Yeah,
now, too.
this could be a problem. Yeah, if I mysteriously disappear off the air, maybe the reason why. I'm guessing this one's going to finish by then, though. If it goes 3, all bets are off.
11:20 at this point, so I don't see the women's final starting much earlier than 11:30.
Yeah,
Best case scenario, at least best case for you and Durant Mitchell.
that's probably best case for viewers when I get off the air. So,
Not best case for me.
boom. Oh,
Speaking of haymakers, great volley there from Durant.
yeah, but I like the spot. He kind of put it right in between them where they had to choose a little.
Another just huge point, but unlike the last one, this is being played with aggression.
A little more still. It's got that nervous quality to it. And nobody's brought that knockout punch when it's come to these type of moments. He's going to go. Yeah, that's easily handled. McNerney stuffing that huge forehand volley.
That's the one he likes, that down-up overhead.
Yep. Yeah, he hits it with a continental grip. You know, like. Good close again, but it's a great combination. It's hard to see all that, but that was pushing Mitchell up and back. Then he has to switch the play, and then McNerney lobs down the line. It's just a perfect way to keep moving your opponents. These guys are also good. They get back into position, though.
Another great point.
Well, it's got all that combination, the recognition of the moment. You keeping the odds the same as your last line on this point?
Why would you change him?
It's so funny because you watch Araya do what he's doing right now in this moment. And then you say to yourself, well, why couldn't he do this more often? And the simple answer is simply because he can't.
It's like it's like a 6-year-old
There
with
is
ADD.
no reason.
It was like a 6-year-old with ADD. Why can't he pay attention?
Exactly
Because he
right.
can't.
Right, that's right. That was a big cut overhead. I think it would have been a really tough one off the wire because he cut it in there. It would have
Second set
gone to the
tiebreak.
back. So they finally make, I would say it's not a mistake, but they give him an opportunity to do something more. I'm not going to say Araya cracked or anyone cracked there. Finally got the opportunity to better shot, and he draws the air, and now it's match point. Multiple match points for Durant and Mitchell. And my flight time thanks you.
And there it is.
On the
Game, set, and match. Durant Mitchell, 6-4, 7-6.
Points to 3.
and
They win the second set.
You know, I think that match was lost at like 4-2 in the first set. They just, the second set, they just kind of dropped their level. They got up 4-1. They were playing really well. And Araya, I don't want to say left the building, but you definitely felt the level dropping.
yeah, and you made the great point there, and you recognized it right at the moment. And you're right. I mean, it's essentially what happened because it's sometimes we say stuff and we keep saying it over and over again. But if you don't capitalize on the moments against a great team like Durant Mitchell, the moments pass you by, right? And at 4-2, they had opportunities and they let them crawl back. And even here to the end, they were in it, but you could see when it came down to that type of point, that old style paddle point where nobody's going to go for it, clearly in that point, Durant and Mitchell have the advantage. They have a little more to deal with. They have a little more offense in the backcourt. So all that means is the window is finer for you. It's smaller for you. If you don't crawl through it at that moment in time, it ends.
Yep.
And not in a good way,
Yeah, they had it going so well. I love the strategy of switching sides in the backcourt, putting the Araya forehand in the middle.
Yeah.
That was really effective. They had some chances, and they played 5 brilliant games to start the set, and then the level dropped.
Yeah.
And they were never able to kind of get it back again. They had their chances. They got the deuce on Durant's serve at 5-6, and then just a couple of misses from Araya, and all of a sudden we're in a breaker.
Yeah, well, fortunately for the viewers, your commentary never dropped. Your ability to give a Vegas line was on point and just phenomenal, I will say. And I didn't know you actually had so much gambling acumen, but it's a new thing to learn about you. I love learning new things. And for all those viewers out there, we got the women's final coming up, so settle in, pop some popcorn. And it's going to be in 20 minutes, our producers say. So any final thoughts?
Really looking forward to the women's final. I mean, those two teams, to me, are head and shoulders above everybody else in the country. Little concerned about the health from Hanish Zabori. I know they've both been struggling with cold. Zabori especially sounded horrible last night. So we'll see how they've recovered with a night's sleep. But always fun to see those two teams play.
All right, great. So be back in 20 minutes, and we'll be right back here for the women's final on the APTA YouTube channel presented by eNet Live.
Great job. Hey, good stuff to you.
Patty, good job.
Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.